Greetings everyone, and Grade here. Another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the north side as the US player who have DumaisTV. Spawn on the south side as the Wehrmacht player of 13876650063. He is the Panzer Elite player, not Wehrmacht player. I'm not sure who I said it was.
Welding, shooting, and sleeping. It's all the same to me.
Double engineer opener. And will likely go for a rifleman. Yes, he will. So, pretty standard opener by the US player. Looks like the Panzer Elite player is eyeing perhaps a second squad of Panzer Grenadiers. Yep, he does. Over here, there's engineers capturing the munitions point. Overall, just early capping game. Both of these Panzer Grenadiers are advancing, maybe eyeing to engage that engineer. Grab will come forward and spot everything. Does manage to bully those engineers off the capture point and immediately gets that thing decaptured. He is not going to like that. Grab roaming around. We do have another Grab deployed on the field, so it's going for a kill team of Panzer Grenadiers. Probably going to get the other one upgrade of G43s. While these Grabs go around, bullying around these infantry units. Jeep's making his way forward, getting some good damage there onto the Panzer Grenadiers. And the Jeep will not be able to save that rifleman from being forced to fall back. Sorry, I need to get a bit more caffeine into me.
Enemy unit down.
He does take out that Grad there with the Jeep.
Recon ready.
And these Panzer Grenadiers could go over this cutoff point. Getting that decaptured would be very useful. Let the G43 squad maintain the light cover, or the Grad can do it.
A strategic sector.
We do have a camp group for company being deployed on out.
Sound up! Rally on me!
Tally ho, we're good to go.
The Jeep is making its way forward, making some good damage there. But we've got these Panzer Grenadiers behind heavy cover now. Rifleman maybe eyeing to engage that strategic port to try to capture it up, or the engineers can. He does bully around these G43 squads with his Jeep, knocking them out of cover a bit. But now there's two squad of riflemen here. Engineers are repairing up the Jeep. The Jeep is quite wounded. Grad also trying to knock around these forces as well. And that Panzer Grenadier squad will be forced to fall back. Engineers should start eyeing to capture that point as soon as possible to get back all of his income. Panzer Grenadiers making an advance, trying to capture up this point. And Jeep will back away.
Rifle squad deployed.
Nothing other riflemen, so he's gone for 3 riflemen, which is pretty standard. As well as, I need to turn on this other light. I'll be right. Just need to stand up and turn on my other soft light up in their area.
Engineers have taken a point.
Extra lighting does help me stay a bit more alert. Maybe I shouldn't put those those blue lights in, because blue lights tend to make, believe it or not, some train stations put blue lights in to help cause a little bit of pain and awareness to prevent people from accidentally, say, falling asleep and falling the lines. It also helps prevent suicide, apparently. Just has to change the lighting, just to make people ever so slightly discomfortable. Infantry has track. Trying to push his way forward. He will need to get out Pack 38 or Greyhound help deal with that. Jeep is here as well. And that squad is a G43 squad in the back of that half track. The Jeep is charging on forward. Macy, and he is getting some good damage there onto that rifleman. You may need to go from some early sticky bombs as well.
We're taking some heat.
We've got new recruits.
Does force back that rifleman.
Now we get those wounded fixed up. Listen up, rifle squad.
And he got a very forward triage center.
Operation
Interesting.
posts report we are
That
losing
would
a
allow
sector.
him to engage while on the effects of healing. Jeep's now severely wounded. Rifleman charging forward does have some bar riflemen to help engage these forces, but there's a lot of forces here, including another infantry half-track. So going for a heavy mounted playstyle. Does find a landmine there, gets an engine damage. But of course, Panzer Grenadiers can repair that up and get reinforced by that half-track.
They're taking one of our points. Base is under attack. Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Jeep is still alive, getting repaired on up. And he needs to get this cutoff point, because without that, he's not getting much income, just small amounts of income from the left flank. Speaking of flank, looks like he's going for a pretty sizable flank there.
Our victory point.
Engineers may be eyeing to push forward to capture up this standard point, while the riflemen coming for a pretty sizable flank. There's quite a bit of light cover here, including some heavy
Supply lines
cover.
are broken.
Another infantry half-track has been put out, so it's like he's going for a lot of infantry half-tracks. He may need to lock in airborne or infantry, just bring in some infantry-held AT to deal with these squads. Paratroopers and rangers could be quite useful. Infantry half-tracks have seen quite a bit of fire there. Does get some suppression there on this engineer squad, and does not manage to secure up that point. There is some heavy cover deployed there, very nice. That could be very useful. Another rifleman being deployed on out.
Ready to fight, sir. Rifles on me.
Jeep finds a bit of angle there to get some damage in. The Jeep is trying to make his way forward. We'll just draw some fire there, which is actually going to be very important with for these riflemen. The Jeep has received quite a bit of fire there now. As riflemen try to charge on forward, trying to get these guys. The Jeep will stay alive for now. And it looks like the engineers will manage to capture up that VP. Not VP, standard point. It does get some engine damage there. It does fully out of control.
Enemy unit down.
Getting a lot of those models as well.
We have paratroopers circling the field. They're asking for drop coordinates.
Okay, it's gone for airborne. Paratroopers could be very useful, especially the recoilless rifles. Needs a bit of more manpower for that. These forces are starting to get quite wounded.
Observation posts report we are losing a sector.
And the cannon grad does get damage into there. Doesn't he capture that point? But these forces are severely wounded. Jeep does go for a nice body block there. Those two riflemen are currently suppressed while the engineers are advancing. Jeep getting some great body block there. Jeep itself may go down, but it does abandon the half-track. Half-track does go down as well and does do a mass retreat there. More infantry half-tracks making their way forward. An airborne squad has been deployed. Definitely going for recoilless rifles.
We're losing a strategic sector.
And he is trying to repair a wall in combat as well.
Sound off, airborne. Rally on me.
Airborne are being upgraded with recoilless rifles. Very nice. They may have been spotted already.
Territory cut off from supply.
This infantry half-track has his engine repaired. This point is being captured by the Kettengrad. Riflemen and airborne making their advance. We may see recoilless rifles getting some good hits there on the half-track.
We got a bazooka.
One good hit there. Does get suppressed a bit there. Engineers do not get a flamer burst there onto this big group of squad of units. Got engine damage onto the infantry half-track now. As this infantry half-track is advancing, we'll receive some engine damage there. And half-track does go down. Fired up has been activated.
Enemy unit squad reporting casualties.
He has lost one of his engineer squads, and all the half-tracks do go down, excluding this Kettengrad, which is more or less a half-track, but not really.
AT paradrop is now available.
That could be very useful as well. And you still may need to get a supply yard to help reduce upkeep, but that's about it. He may just want to avoid heavy assets for the time being. He definitely wants to get this point recovered.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
We're back at full fighting strength. Paratroopers on point.
It does destroy one of the carcasses there. Can't let the Burgundy recover all those infantry half-tracks. Without many infantry half-tracks on the field, it may actually be barf for Burgundiga. Oh. Thank you for the raid of 27. Holy crap. Just US versus Panzer Elite. Panzer Elite so far has lost about 5 or 6 infantry half-tracks. He has rotated on to another structure. He's actually going for the increased squad size. So he's bringing out some 4-man squads. He has so far now has 4 G43 squads left. And I think he may have gone for Scorched Earth. Thank you for the follow. That may have been let's see, Mr. Sleaze, thank you for the follow. Yep, Panzer Grenadiers are pushing the way forward. Now they do have Zeal, not 4-man squads, it's Zeal. I get those icons sometimes mixed up. It looks like a 4-man squad upgrade icon. Panzer Grenadiers are behind light cover, engaging the riflemen with the bar upgrade. This cutoff point has, well, been cut off, so he's denying some bit of income there. And the G43 squad should be able to open well with this rifleman, no problem. Rifleman may be eyeing to get this VP, but there's, of course, the booby trap. Rifleman making their advance, capture the fuel point now, or decapturing it. Rifleman could hop inside the garrison, but there's only one good window on this side. He's going to fall back to this squad here, so they're going to be 3 squads of riflemen versus 3 squads of Panzer Grenadiers. Both sides have access to a suppressive fire, so it could go either way, but the Panzer Grenadier player does not have a whole lot of munitions for it. Airborne with cordless rifles, no more targets left for them to shoot, but does spot the Panzer Support Command and an STG squad. In this current situation, Panzer 4C wouldn't be half bad. Do have some suppressive fire abilities being utilized. Taking some good damage all across the squads. One Panzer Grenadier has fallen back. All of them have veterancy, 1 accuracy. Suppressive fire does come forward on that Panzer Grenadier. Just 1 remaining. Most of these models was quite spread out. And the riflemen are trying to pursue this with Panzer Grenadier point blank range. Veterancy 1 of that rifleman will come in handy. And he's going to capture the rest of that fuel point there. The one this squad does actually fall back. Over here, this rifleman is capturing that mission point while going for the cutoff point as well.
The rank of veteran sergeant is available for assignment.
Looks like a veteran sergeant upgrade has been researched. Booby trap hasn't been triggered. Not so sure where. It may have been right there. Looks like it was laid by a Kettengrad with the incendiary effect. Or maybe that's a different. Maybe that was an incendiary grenade. And then all of a sudden just got quiet, including the music. We do have some multiple US landmines being deployed out by these engineers. Very nice. The Record's Rifle Squad does fall back. What has so far gotten? Just upgrades, apparently. So it's going to be infantry on infantry. And both players should know what each other's doctrine are. Airborne, a pretty good giveaway, but the booby traps are, of course, quite important as well. So we may see some homos against airborne players. Not necessarily have bad, since he doesn't really. Most airborne players don't exactly get out vehicles. So homos are bombarding the infantry wouldn't be bad.
Send you a mission order.
SDG squad looks like also rigging up that point to explode. G43 squad, of course, runs away from the flamers. Landmine's been found. This one may be found as well, and so is Buddy. Nope, maybe?
Target is secured.
That was...
Squad ready for orders.
And does find that one there. Though it was a pretty minor hit. Riflemen making their advance, and we do have kind of grab booby trapping points as well.
We are losing ground.
Engineers, of course, get overwhelmed, and they could split up the forces, capture both those points. Riflemen, however, going deep, trying to eye for this VP. There is a booby trap on that point, which will stall him out, and we got this squad behind some heavy cover as well. Capturing speed has increased, so he's gone for more and more Panzer Grenadier upgrades, so it's just transitioning to a full Panzer Grenadier upgrades.
Bases under enemy broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Don't see any other upgrades at the moment. And this Panzer Grenadier does hop inside the building, but will get easily overwhelmed. It does get a couple models there. This Panzer Grenadier is trying to come over here to support. And that maybe a wipes on that squad. He's trying to run around. It sounds like booby trap was triggered. Right there. And this Panzer Grenadier squad will actually escape on out there. Both of these rifleman squads are falling on back. Take anti-tank guns, set up along the hedge line while the riflemen capture these points. Not going for the VP just yet. The VPs are quite similar at the moment. Both of them well above 400. Now we have these riflemen squad. Perhaps I need to go for this fuel point here. A lot of explosions, that's for sure. And immediately going for a booby trap there.
Torp ready.
Airborne? Is that just reinforcing, or is it going for a new squad? Maybe that was for supplies? It may have been the squad, because see one model right there away from the rest of the group. STG squad sticking to light cover. And just overall avoiding combat. These Panzer Grenadiers just trying to move together. Of course, got this AT gun deployed on out. That was likely actually from the motor pool, since it doesn't have airborne models.
The Yankees are grabbing our territory.
STG squad sticking to light cover now, and will be advancing. And does get the win in that engagement. These G43 squads may eye to suppress some of these squads, and ooh, airborne run. Airborne strafing run gets all the G43 squads pinned. SCG squad still advancing, but they will get overwhelmed by these two squads. One of them is efficiency 2. Booby trap has been triggered here. Late response, but does avoid the explosions.
One of our sectors has been cut off.
Looks like destroying some hedges right there. And now we do have a 222 now being deployed on out.
Awaiting instructions.
We are losing
On
a
the left
sector.
side, we've got some tank traps being deployed out. Maybe trying to interrupt that Captain Grad.
Grenadier reinforcement completed. Infantry section ready.
And these Panzers are perhaps eyeing for this garrison. There's still this remaining landmine. Airborne are at Veteran C1, but we're seeing quite a bit of fire there from 3 squads. Maybe eyeing for a grenade as it go around the corner. Yeah, he's going for a grenade.
Lines are broken.
Relatively decent grenade. Got quite a bit of damage there, but nothing too crazy. Does find that landmine. Actually, no, got spotted and destroyed. Some Barbar being deployed out as well. He does get one of the models there, but now the engineer will need to fall back relatively soon. Panzer Grenadiers are falling back. We've got the riflemen pushing their way forward. We'll spot this munitions point here, and of course all the structures. But it is booby trapped.
Receiving you loud and clear.
222 may make his advance. And it looks like all the riflemen squad are falling back. 222 is probably going to move towards this point here. And we've got an AT gun now advancing once again as his Panzer Grenadiers eyeing to capture up the central VP. Does find a landmine there laid down by those engineers as my camera goes crazy. AT gun, of course, does roll and miss. Riflemen making an advance. Veteran C2 riflemen. And the 2-2 is out on the field, which can be a bit disruptive to these riflemen. But as long as that AT gun still alive and maybe some sticky bombs out, you won't have any big issues. Right now, storing up his CPs, maybe eyeing for either home or sector artillery once he needs it.
The enemy advances.
And does go ahead and decapture that point with his airborne. The airborne have become a bit more relevant now, seeing they have their horse rifles to engage that 2-2. And he's going to booby trap that point, not eyeing to disable that point.
Capturing a sector. Ready to roll out.
They have some landmines that could snare that 2-2. Late response here, he's going to get one of the models. Yep, he will get one of the models.
We must protect our munitions from enemy advances.
And we'll force back that squad there with the 2-2. Over here, we do have the engineers and riflemen make their advance. Could go for this cutoff point, but there won't really be much of cutoff after this rifleman decapture that point. SCG squad still unvetted. And US sniper has been deployed now, and there's this landmine still in the region as well. Looks like there's 2 landmines. Panzer Grenadiers can push their way forward. They may find this landmine there. 2-2's pushing, getting some good strafing hits there, but with airborne, one of the squads get fully wiped by that strafing run. But 2-2's going to try to keep to the edges, trying to start picking away against these forces. Riflemen do fall back.
Attention, the enemy advances.
And we do got another boob trap. Right there. Does miss. Looks like it was laid down by the Captain Grad because the incendiary effect was there. And the Panzer Grenadiers.
Roadblocks are now at our disposal.
Okay, he's got it for roadblocks. Over here, ooh, STG squad engaging flame at point blank range. So the STG squad will win out. He does apply another landmine there. It will be spotted. with a pair of feet. Oh, no, that was actually canceled, not fully built. 30 cal emplacement has been deployed, and now the 222 could take it out. While the AT gun is getting overwhelmed, he's trying to hunt down that sniper, getting some great hits on the sniper itself. The sniper may want to hide, get inside the garrison. AT gun was decrewed, and the sniper does go down. Still no sticky bombs out, but does wipe out that STG squad. All of his forces now falling back. We got the 222 sort of reverse moving to engage the... Actually, he's going to destroy the AT gun, not the machine gun placement. Will take a bit of time, though. Captain Grad is eyeing to capture this munitions point, while these Grenadiers are, of course, healing, reinforcing, all that stuff. No additional upgrades at this time. Airborne squad getting some good hits there. Looks like the 30 cal team has been claimed. Okay, there's a mortar underneath it. I was getting confused by that circle.
Resistance eliminated.
Oops. That must have been a reconnaissance run. Let's switch back to the US player, because we may see what abilities he's going in for.
Stand by, airborne squad.
Okay, those are G43 rifles, not snipers. But another strafing run in, forcing back all three of those squads. 30 cal is in the building. Did receive quite a bit of fire, though. And that point has been booby-trapped.
Squad reinforced. Taking fire.
SCG squad does finally drop a member there, and it's now Vet 2 rifleman. Quite a bit of veteran stance rifleman, at least Vet 3, Vet 2, Vet 1, Vet 0. He has a straight. And I do see a booby trap here.
Objective secured. Rifle squad defending. And that's the ball game. Construction finished.
Of course, that riflemen get pretty overwhelmed by 3 Panzer Grenadiers. We do have now 2 222s. This is a fresh one here, 0 kills. This one has 9 kills and 1 vehicle. Must have been from... No, probably wasn't from the Jeep. Not so sure what actually this vehicle was. Engineer squad, of course, getting way overwhelmed. He's trying to move forward, try to get this heavy cover. As the G43 squads are just trying to blob their way forward. A lot of heavy cover there for the US player, and the engineer drawing fire is actually a pretty good thing. Though he could try to rush on forward, get some flamer bursts in. Does slow down one of those riflemen. Does do a full retreat there. Rifle airborne may go forward with a grenade, but nails his own machine gun bunker right there. He's a bit more munitions for a strafing run. I have a good feeling it's going to be a strafing run right here.
The enemy is down to 300 points.
And a Hellcat has been forward now, trying to go for some crushes there. He could follow them back home to get a nasty strafing run. And one AT gun still alive. We do have 2 222s and 1 Captain Grad. Hellcat going deep. He could go for a crush. He could go for a nasty strafing run. A strafing run could have been actually worse, but does get a crush there, wiping out a squad. Two 2 does go down. The carcass does get crushed there, so it can't be recovered. And the 2 here is just going to play some Ring Around the Rosies. Also got 4-man squad upgrade. Not sure if we've seen that yet, or I've pointed it out yet. Flak Irving does receive a hit there,
Enemy unit down.
and does get the Flak Irving down there. This 2-2 still has quite a bit of health. Light ATF tracks trying to get a crit shot there onto the Hellcat. Some of the models do go down that burst, or that booby trap. .30 cal does get inside the garrison. It is a bit wounded. It does get one of the models right there. Armor cars making its way forward. So you have these Panzer Grenadiers. Some of them are in light cover, which is useful for him. There's a US landmine there, so he has to be careful of that. He's going for a crush. Oh, and that was a pretty good crush there. Panzer Grenadiers pushing the way forward. Is the STG squad. The 2-2 is still alive. Light TA track and Kuttingrad could go around to catch some points on the flank, but we do got multiple US booby trap here and here. Decides to do 2 full retreats. That was an incendiary trap there, and this was a Panzer Grenadier trap.
Taking rifle fire!
Going for a fresh 30 cal bunker. But we're seeing quite a bit of hits there since it's still in the construction stage. Trying to disrupt it. Great crush down to the G43 squad. Down to one last member there. Tank Buster or regular Panzer Grenadier does get a full immobilization crit there by the light ATF track. Does lose the Hellcat. Another good hit there. Hellcat's going to try to pursue that light ATF track. He has to be careful for any more mobilizations. 2-2 does receive some fire there. And then maybe... Ooh, that was close. .30 cal bunker was completed.
We're losing them as fast as we're getting them.
And looks like he's going to destroy the carcass. Thought I saw a landmine at their feet. Yeah, there's actually a landmine sort of stuck at their feet, but I don't see any landmines actually deployed in this area. Panzer Grenadiers eyeing for another booby trap again.
We're losing them as fast as we're getting them.
Armor car is getting repaired on up. And this Hellcat does camouflage right there. Nothing being reported on the tank depot.
Observation posts report
He is now finally going for some sticky bombs, which could be very useful. 30 cal could be loaded with some armor-piercing rounds to engage that armored car. And we've got these riflemen engaging the STG squad at point-blank range, while the 30 cal is severely wounded. 30 cal does manage to escape out of the building. Looks like it was not loaded with armor-piercing rounds. Riflemen do get inside the garrison to help prevent those Panzer Grenadiers from gaining garrison for their own. On the other side, we've got these riflemen advancing, trying to capture multiple points. Does avoid the booby traps. No booby trap has been spotted. That one was a pretty quick detonation there. So that squad is quite wounded.
I get a bad feeling about this, Sarge.
Riflemen receiving a bit of fire there by the 222.
Just tell us what you need us to do.
We're losing ground out there.
And he capture that point in time.
Tank killer here.
There is a Panzer truck here, which can do some good damage against the Hellcat. The 2-2 is at 2 levels of efficiency, both in defense. And this group does get suppressed there by the 30 cal. Very nice. This building's also 30 cal, so he's crewed both 2 30 cals from the airborne weapons drops. I doubt he actually built them.
Infantry squad reporting casualties.
Oof, and he gets fully wiped there.
That's it. Construction finished.
Airborne squad does manage to get inside the base, does spot the Hummel. The Hummel's actually severely wounded. And here comes the Hummel barrage. It's actually not deployed. Trying to get this general area.
We're losing them as fast as we're getting them.
Looks like he's trying to hit that AT gun. And looks like the 30 cal emplacement is still very much
200
alive.
points left.
Suppressing these groups, the Panzer does get the kill there. And a regular Sherman tank has been deployed now. A regular Sherman tank, of course, pretty effective versus infantry. Needs to make sure he hits that 30 cal, not 30 cal, Panzer squad. Over here, looks like he may have received some fire there from a booby trap.
We're losing them as
It's hard to tell from which explosion was the booby trap he was avoiding. Hellcat may get a good hit there on this armored car. It does get a good hit there. Of course, we'll take 3 more hits to kill it. Make that 2 more hits to kill him. Recon's overflight coming on in. And does immediately get shot down by the 222. And don't see a crit shot there onto the Hellcat. Hellcat is quite wounded, so the Panzer finished it off and gets a crit shot. Does get a destroyed engine, so it can still crawl away.
Taking fire here. Sherman on point. We have contact.
Sherman tank could roll on over, trying to engage, help engage, and there's another strafing run there, preventing the advance on that Hellcat.
They're firing on us.
Now got some artillery raining on in. And does get a direct hit there onto the Hellcat, destroying it. And I think a landmine there as well.
Reported.
The Sherman tank cow is much more valuable. Does get a full immobilization crit there. Damage there onto the light ATF track. I don't see any sort of, what's it called? Engineers
Fuel
mech
point is being
group.
seized.
Throws some frags over the hedge line, very nice. Riflemen and airborne charging on forward. They do have the course repulsed rifles, and this flak curving was killed a long time ago, so there's no base defenses to prevent them from overrunning the region. At least on that side. Another frag grenade thrown. The Sherman tank fast force fire the ground. We do got the AT gun now sieging these structures. It does get suppressed there by some of the STGs. We also got a boob trap being rigged there, or tripped. Another one here. That one could get some more hits there. I'm going to keep that squad selected. Nope. It looks like that squad will stay alive. Still fully immobilized there. He just needs that engineer to push forward and tap his wrench, and he'd be good to go.
Our forces are taking casualties.
Looks like that engineer squad does get wiped out by the 222. AT-gun is receiving some fire here. Fresh Hellcat does roll a miss there onto the 222. Panzer and G43 squads are quite veteran and does get the decrew there on the AT-gun. The Panzer squad could finish it off, though he could claim it for himself since he has a 4-man squads. Sherman tank now receiving some fire there from that Panzer.
We're losing ground out there.
30 cal suppressing this G43 squad. Hellcat trying to charge on forward, try to get crushed. Was unsuccessful on top of that Panzer squad. Hummel now receiving some fire there, but do got another engine crit there. Now fully immobilized as well. The light TF track could back away. I let the Panzer finish him off. And Hummel going for a barrage miss on top of the AT gun. And there goes the Hellcat. He may need to get some bombing runs and start sieging these base locations with the bombing runs. He has plenty of command points, so I'm not so sure why he's not going for it just yet. Closely satisfied with the strafing runs. Great hits there. Fully immobilized. Trying to get the Hummel. Hummel gets a destroyed engine.
Enemy unit
Hummel
down.
does go down.
Losing a
And now the helicopter is receiving quite a bit of fire. Going for the flak Irving. With that flak Irving down, he has no more base defenses. But does not get the kill there on the flak Irving.
Covered! Taking fire!
There's also a frag grenade there. STG squad trying to charge her forward, but that's a Vet 3 rifleman.
Airborne, welcome to France.
We are losing a fuel point. Enemy unit down.
And he does get that Panzer Grenadier with STGs fully wiped.
Take cover!
Another booby trapped.
Check your ammo.
Sherman tank is still alive, but quite wounded now. One more Panzer and he's out. Needs to start hitting that Panzer squad, that's for sure. 30 cals trying to cover him. Looks like he has a main gun destroyed. Now just has to rely on the whole mount.
Forces are taking
Oh, the
casualties.
coaxial. And the whole mount. And that Sherman tank there was very... sometimes in a weird position, hard to kill. And didn't have any AT grenades to throw over that hedge either. STG squad trying to stay on
We are
defense.
losing a munitions sector. The enemy
Now we
has
do have
100
another
points
fresh
and
Sherman
counting
tank.
down.
30 cal is set on up. It is in light cover thanks to that landmine detonation there. But he looks like he will get overwhelmed. We do have a Bergantiga deployed on the field.
Objective secure.
Let's see, what else can he recover that Bergantiga? He supplied a lot of infantry half-tracks, but I don't think any of their carcasses remain. Yeah, I don't see any of them remaining.
Loading, get another belt in there. MG, ready.
Right, the riflemen do manage to
Our
recover
supply
that
lines are
30
being
cal.
threatened.
Yep, that's still alive to do. So the Hummel is now fully recovered, not fully repaired. Its main gun's still destroyed. Its main gun's now fully repaired.
They're taking one of our points.
So I got a recon run. We'll spot the Bergantiga. He was going there
Fighter bomber
for...
support
Oh,
is circling for orders.
now he has the bombing run now available. Bring in the bombing run somewhere. On top of the Hummel? On top of there? That was a bit wasteful.
Airborne, under fire!
Good hits there.
Sniper is ready for action.
Riflemen and airborne start making
Enemy
advances. He's
unit
fired up.
down.
Does take out the light AT track, but the Bergantiga's still
Sherman's been
alive.
destroyed.
He can still recover it. Did you say one of the Sherman's been destroyed? He may have lost a Sherman to somewhere? I'm not sure where his Sherman actually went down there. I know he had one in the build queue, but I didn't see it actually go down. Bergantiga providing me a good damage sponge. Is the Hummel off for cooldown? Because that would be a great time for a Hummel barrage. Doesn't go over sticky bomb there. Doesn't get any more engine damage. And his Panzer Grenadiers will need to be forced to fall on back. And that road does provide a bit of a speed boost there. There are two 30 cals
We're
here.
losing a strategic sector.
And that could provide some great suppression support. One-man squad does fall back. SDGs will get a nice flank there on this 30 cal as well. There is a US sniper here, 3 kills, so it's relatively fresh.
Airborne has hit the field.
And Hummel is firing around somewhere. Last known location of the MG, so he does dodge to Hummel. Fresh Hellcat, let's see someone use that to engage
Stand firm,
those
allies. The battle is
Hummels
ours.
and other light vehicles.
Airborne taking fire!
And that Patrick does nail its own Bergentiga, getting some good damage.
Hellcat, yep.
Hellcat is making his
Losing
advance.
ground
Let's get a
out
good
there.
hit there. Bergentiga does receive a sniper hit there. It's not vulnerable to sniper hits.
Ready to go!
And the Hellcat's getting some good hits onto it. He has 100 munitions remaining, so not enough for a strafing run. And we got the Recoilless Rifles getting some good hits there onto the Bergentiga, but mostly just bouncing for the time being. After all, it is a
They're
Tiger
going
chassis.
after one of our munitions points.
It is, I think, the Porsche Tiger chassis, though. I may be mistaken about that.
They keep firing on us! Got resistance here!
Good hits
Enemy
there.
unit
Does take
down.
out the Bergentiga, while the Panzer Grenadiers have seen quite a bit of fire.
Back in full fighting! Under fire! We're airborne!
On the right side, we do have these forces pushing the way forward, forcing back the STG squad. We do have the Kaliningrad going on catching points. Does avoid the US landmine.
Taking hits!
30 cal set up in a good position. May see a frag grenade. This seems, yeah, it does throw a frag grenade there. That's going to be a double kill if he did not retreat. And we've got a Hummel barrage now raining on in.
The enemy is down to 25 points.
Armor car going around the flank, getting some good hits
The
there.
enemy is after our victory point.
Make it quick!
And the STG squad is now ripping apart that
Enemy unit
rifleman.
down.
Airborne, ready for
Casualties being reported.
We got company! Enemy troops!
Looks like that rifleman squad does fully go down. And there goes the STG squad. 3 riflemen remaining, 2 Vet 2, 1 Vet 3. Vet 2 sniper here, 8 kills. Hellcat severely wounded. No crit damage.
Hellcat reporting!
Enemy unit
Does take
down.
out the 2-2, but does get taken out by the captured M1AT gun. Does decrew the M1AT gun with a strafing support, and the Pantrek doesn't have any targets left for shoot at other than other infantry. Getting some good suppression on in.
Got drone activity over here!
Panzer Grenadiers are getting suppressed. We've got the Flamer squad pushing the way forward, and a 30 cal being redeployed. Flamer squad is falling back. We may see some sticky grenades onto this half track. It's severely wounded. Yep, also got engine damage. Actually, no, there's a regular frag grenade. Good frag
Enemy
grenade.
unit down.
MG squad is driving!
The Axis player's down to the last 4 tickets. That's why he was suicidal right there. And that appears like going to be game. Hummel's going to be raining on barrages somewhere around here.
Rifle squad!
Our base is under attack.
And there goes a half track, and that's the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching.